Crypto Insane back again with another video. But before I start, I'm not a financial advisor, financial dependent or financial consultant. The information I display in my videos are for informational purposes. This is my crypto journey. Okay guys, I just want to talk to you about the market as it stands at the time of making this video, which is Sunday the 19th of the 1st 2020 at 15:30 p.m. So yeah, living a look at some of these markets because it's just been a crazy few days and weeks, to be honest. In this market, we've had high rise in some of these altcoins. We've had a high rise in some of them in Bitcoin itself as well. Briefly earlier today we was above 9,100, I believe, but since then we have corrected on the BTC price. We've corrected to about $8,600, so it seemed to be some kind of dump after all those gains. I mean, it's very similar to some of these altcoins as well, but we are talking about in USD value. I mean, what I find is when Bitcoin moves up in USD value, the altcoins also move up in USD value, and that seems to be what's happened with this move as well. I mean, we've had a dump and we've lost some of the percentages in some of the alts as well, especially in the last 24 hours or so. We are down 2.83% on Bitcoin in the last 24 hours. Ethereum's down 5%, and I only expect Tether to be up, and Bitcoin Satoshi Vision is the only one that is still up, but it's been up 63% in 7 days, so you know that's to be expected. But the rest of the alts are in the red over 24 hours as well. So yeah, I mean, some of the gains here have been quite good, but we've just had a recent dump here in since it's sort of like this morning time. If you're holding some of these coins, it would have been a good thing to take some profits out of it, because you know, it has gone up quite a lot here, especially if you're doing leverage trading as well, especially on some of these altcoins. You would have, if you held some of these, would have made massive gains. So yeah, this is the top 10. We've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, Tether, Litecoin, EOS, Binance, and Stellar. These are the top 10 coins, and as we suspect, we've got Tether, which is volume in the last 24 hours is more than BTC. A lot of people have probably moved back into Tether since the drop from about the 9,200 or level. So some people are back in Tether now. We're just waiting to see what the next move is. Let's have a look at the graph now. Now, as I can see, this is the daily graph of Bitcoin against the dollar. So as we can see, we did come out of this triangle. This triangle has been going on for about 6-7 months now. It was in a descending triangle. Usually with these, it's about a 68% chance to the upside after, you know, we come out of this triangle. So as you can see, we have come out of this triangle now on the daily graph. We are moving out, but since we reached about 9,200 was the high, I believe. Let's have a look. Yeah, the high was about that. We did break 9,200. like as currently, and then we've dumped to what you can see now is $8,600. So you can expect a correction here, as you can status, because as you can see on down below on the RSI, we have got to 70 and we're taking a little breather. In saying that, I mean, it's possible we could go higher on the RSI. So it is possible that, you know, this move in the next few days could go up substantially. People was targeting about $10,000 Bitcoin this actual weekend, but as you can see now, I don't think we're going to make that. We probably are still in this uptrend here, as we can look at some of the moving averages here. As we've got the 1334, we are above the 13 moving average, which is a good sign, and the 34, which still says on the daily we are, you know, we are in an uptrend here. It's ready to be seen how long this is going to take. Or we're going to break down. We could go sideways from here as well, but yeah, currently as it stands, we're at $8,600 at the BTC price. I mean, as you can see, we've drawn the line here to target, you know, where I think we will end up, maybe in the next few weeks or so. We could be above 10,000 if possible, if this sort of like holds, but there is strong sort of like resistance at these sort of levels, you know, 10,000 and above. There is a lot of resistance here. So, you know, on this particular time frame, it looks like we are making progress, but yeah, I mean, it looks like we need to break higher first. We need to break all these resistance levels here, especially all of this here, this sort of gap here that we're looking at, you know, until we can target maybe 12,000. And so so yeah, I mean, I've drawn a fib tracement as well from where we are at, sort of like where was that, about above 9,200 to the sort of the low, the 6,400. And as you can see, we may get a bounce at the 0.618 fib level to continue going upwards. That looks like the next support line here. Obviously the support is on the moving average as well, the 13-day so like moving average candle here. We've held above that, but it remains to be seen. But as we stay above that level here, we may move sort of like sideways and go up and above and you know, and beyond. And to be honest, so as we can see this year, we've got as we zoom out, we can see a bit more of, you know, how things are sort of like looking here on the daily time, you know, time frame here. I mean, it looks like we have, if we can continue higher, this will be a good sign from what I can see. I mean, it is possible we get to $10,000-$12,000 and then come back down again, like I said, but it's hard to say, you know, where we're going to move from. I mean, we've got, you know, there's some fundamental things happening in BTC this year, like they're having and things like that. So, you know, we could be pricing these moves in now, or, you know, till May sort of time, and see where we are with the price. But yeah, I mean, things are looking good here. I mean, as I've said now, you know, on the USD side of things, when BTC goes up, some of these altcoins will go up there. Let's give you an example here of one I'm also in, which is Neo USD. So let's zoom into this one here. As you can see, once again, we are above the 13 moving average here. So we are starting a little uptrend here, I would say. You know, we sort of started from the sort of like the 3rd of January on the daily graph of this. Obviously we've had a pullback here, but like I said, this pullback has been correlated to whatever Bitcoin seems to do. If Bitcoin pulls back on the USD level, you know, and like Neo, like here, we've lost some of those gains as well. We did break 12,000. Sorry, not 12,000. We did break $12 on Neo, and yeah, so it seems to be holding this this moving average here, this 13 moving average. And on the RSI, we're at 60. So we've had a little breather. So yeah, I mean, we could go down from here, or we could start moving upwards here to target, like I said, $13 Neo. I've got some Neo as well, looking to stack this up here, but I mean, as we zoom out, we can see we're way off of those them all-time highs, you know, of this in January 2018. But you know, we are sort of like, I would say, at an accumulation phase. You know, if we are ever to get back to these prices, again, now is definitely the time to be sort of like accumulating. I mean, this year may be maybe a big year for crypto. We might get some good gains here. I mean, if it's anything like last year, especially BTC, because as you can see from 2019, last year we sort of like went up a few months from like April to July, went up to like $14,000. So yeah, it's looking similar this year. At the moment, we started the year very well. As you can see, we're in a uptrend at the moment, and it should continue until we probably meet some resistance or so. So I wouldn't exactly say we're out of the woods yet, to say we are out of the bear market yet. We really need to break multiple levels on these times, especially on the daily. If we go to the weekly now, it may look something completely different. So let's just remove that. Let's remove that fib graph there. I mean, on the weekly, it's still looking, you know, we look all right as well, to be honest. You know, we've broken out, as you can see, we've broken out of that triangle as well. And the price has, we are, the 13 on the weekly is below the 34. I mean, it did touch the 30. It did touch the 34, the price, and it seems to have come down from there. But there is room for upside, as you can see on RSI. We are at just above 50 on the RSI. I mean, as you can see previously, we did get to 90. You know, sort of like 90. This is the weekly graph. Normally on a weekly graph you have to wait months for this thing to plan out. So I mean, at the moment, things are looking, you know, they are looking good, but yeah, like I said, you know, we need to break these sort of like resistance levels. I think probably the next major resistance is yeah, this $10,000. There's a lot of price movement going on here. So yeah, I mean, that's that. I mean, monthly graph is going to look completely different here. We've had a major big sort of like candle this so far this month, but the month is not over yet. So this, you know, this candle can clearly turn red near the end of the month, but like I said, we're on that moving average 13, moving average of 1334. I mean, it's hard to project what we're going to do. I mean, this was clearly parabolic move going on here. But RSI is on 50, which says that there is far more room to that move up. You know, but yeah, I mean, looking at this, you know, this is the monthly graph, so you know, you'll have to look at this maybe in a year's time or so, in the next few months, to see where we're gonna, you know, where we're gonna be. These candles are much smaller, as you can see, as most of them are much smaller as the parabolic moves we had here in 2018. But yeah, there's definitely more upside. I would definitely say, you know, I'm more concentrating on the daily graph, because I'm doing, you know, some sort of like trading and things like that. Trying to get some good entries. For me, it's all about sort of like mid-term trades that I can do. You know, I mean, sort of like looking at the price levels here. You know, when to set your limit buy orders in and leave it. Make sure you have enough room for liquidation if you're trading with leverage, or using different exchanges and things like that. So yeah, I mean, that's mainly, you know, what I'm looking to. Mainly trading on the BTC. Some of the altcoins as well, like Neo. I've got some sort of like Tron as well, which is something big. I'm holding a lot of Tron as well. I mean, this graph looks a bit more, you know, it's a bit more up and down movements here. But yeah, you know, as I said, Tron, to get back to those sort of like levels, or even if you can get near them, would be a good thing now. But yeah, guys, that's just an update on the market from me as it stands and what I am doing. I'll bring you more content soon. Peace.